All right, we're gonna get ready to start the stream here in 1 minute. Precisely 12, 11, 10 seconds. I'm going to be getting up and going here in a second. A quick started here. We're actually going to start with something a little near and art. We're going to start with something that's more like just chatting quick. Yeah. Community is back, baby. Hello everyone, and how is it going tonight? I hope you all are doing well. I am doing fantastic. I am going to be playing Path of Exile 2, getting through hopefully all the rest of Cruel and into maps. That is the goal for tonight, is to actually get into maps. However, I have one thing that I need to do that I've been putting off for a little while, and that is just a little bit of research on running. Specifically on if I can do anything to improve my running. So I'm going to quickly do that, and then we will get right into actual gameplay. You guys are going to get to kind of see how I deal with running and how I track running and everything else. Not really track running, but how I actually like what I look for to be like, hey, this will actually improve me. Oh, 1 second. I just realized I am so bright. Take that down. Down as well. It will not apply right now. Okay. Oh, well. Okay. Very, very bright, which there we go. Perfect. I see it. Cool. So fixed, saved, as they would say. Anyways, I'm going to do some real quick just running research. That's what I'm doing. I'm literally going to be looking at running stuff. So it's going to be a little boring if you not into running. I'm specifically looking to make sure that like I'm running properly, that I'm doing the correct workouts is the biggest thing with it. So I'm checking for specific things. Mainly I'm checking for when I do my 3-mile runs, how am I supposed to be doing those? When I do distance runs, how am I supposed to be doing those? How do speed workouts actually incorporate properly into my running? And then multiple time a day running as well, which multiple time a day running is pretty dangerous. I don't ever suggest people do that unless you are very experienced running. Somebody like me, or somebody like an Olympian, or somebody like, I'm not comparing myself to Olympians, but somebody that actually does running a lot. That's the only time I would ever suggest multi-day running, multiple times a day running, I should say. So to start, we're just going to go over that. So let's think here. So the first question that I have, should 60 to 75% of your weekly running volume should be zone 2 to reap the benefits of long runs, recovery runs, all be running. Okay. Primarily be running is considered the most effective way to build a strong base and improve endurance, making Runners should dedicate around 8% of their mileage in aerobic focus. What runs should do? So this is like, all right. Runs that should be not considered runs are those that are intentionally pushing your heart rate higher, like hill repeats, tempo runs, interval training, race pace efforts, or any run where you are not able to comfortably hold a conversation, likely exceeding the moderate intensity. Zone 2 training. Okay. So this is like the basics. Okay. So if you were to come to me and you were to say, I want to get into running, I would tell you, okay, let's get into running by learning Zone 2. Zone 2 is what we call, what most of the running community calls the ideal running zone. It is where your heart rate is pretty low, but it's exercising. It's not low enough to be not considered exercising. So that's where Zone 2 comes in. And so what I'm looking at so I can't go like too far into this. Like I can't show you guys like my Strava and stuff because doxing, right? In which I told him to pace below 10 miles per 10 per mile, calling it a rounding error away from. There are two problems with rationalizing. First is that a little above Zone 2, still above Zone 2. You don't go any points for not being way above Zone 2. Biggest problem is body design averages. It experiences actual time spent at certain intensities. The only way to get an average pace for a run slightly above the upper limit of 2 is to spend a significant amount of time running within the run above Zone. So this is like, and I would tell most people this, like, so if you a really good example is, so when I do a run, what will happen is I'm running in Zone 2. I'm usually running towards the top end of Zone 2. So if you know what, we this paint it up. Actually get so paint. How do I? We're gonna teach you guys about Zone 2 running right now. I think this will be good. I think this will be some tasty. Okay. So normally, all right, and I don't think I have one thing. I'm sure to pull up Discord. One thing that I need to is I need to have one thing quick, which is what I'm looking for is I'm looking for my heart rate. There's a hell, is it in the fitness app? I don't think it's in the fitness app. My heart is not. I want health. So this is, I'm gonna teach you about what, like, how things should kind of exist. So let's see. I have just like cardio fit 7. Yep. Cardio recovery. My cardio recovery is actually very good. I am very good there. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, but let's take this. But we're gonna take a X and Y axis. How do I make this much bigger? A brush. How do I? Okay. Okay. So normally, this is normal heart rate. Okay. So your normal heart rate is something like this. It kind of sits around here. Kind of does this. That's a normal heart rate. Everyone should be able to like maintain this, right? It's very, very normal. Very, very normal heart rate. There we go. So yeah, this is your normal heart rate. And it goes like this. So this is like this is time. CPM time. So if we make another graph, boom, boom, for time. I would call this what we call zone 2. So so this is, I should technically actually, because I need to actually like give you examples. So like this is max 100%. This is B. So this is what we call max heart rate. Max heart rate is really, really dangerous to stand. It actually is what will happen. What will happen to you if you have max heart rate for too long, you'll have a heart attack. Plain and simple, you'll have a heart attack. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, how whatever. You'll have a heart attack if you stay in zone, and if you stay in at max heart rate for too long, because your body is literally pumping so much blood to your body that eventually it fails. You see this a lot with like people that are unhealthy, right? But now we have time. So normal heart rate, your resting heart rate, like me sitting here right now, if I were to grab my watch, hold on. That's why like something like this is super useful. If I were to grab my watch and I were, you know what? We're gonna switch categories. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of time. I'm actually gonna straight up switch categories. I'm gonna switch to just chatting. Second. Just, I hate to be in just chatting. But you know what? Chatting about running or okay. So just chatting now. All right. So you have your beats per minute. This is 100%. So then like around here is like 50%. So, and then of course 0%. If you're in 0%, that's where you're dead. My bad skeleton drawing, but you get it. You're dead. Like, don't want to end up there. Okay, so my watch does auto recharge. So I have a heart rate that ranges a lot. So I have a heart rate that ranges from 54 to 167 is what mine says, right? But my resting heart rate is about 58. I wonder if it has my max heart rate. don't think it has my max. So for simple averages, we're going to teach you about how to calculate your standard like definition, right? Okay, so heart rate max calculator. So this is a target heart rate calculator. This one's from Australia. So I'm 32, right? My max heart rate should be 180. My resting heart rate average is 58. I am a moderate exercise person, so falls within this, right? That's where I want to be. It says that my max heart rate is don't know what my max heart rate is not 188. I am an anomaly. I'm a very weird person in that I am actually much higher than, but we will take 188 because like if I were to teach like a normal person, make sure that I have some space. Russian. Okay. So like somebody like me, we'll say that this is 180. Okay. 188 beats per minute. Okay. So my resting heart rate is at 58. So 58, half of this is 94. So this is like 94 right here. So this also, by the way, is test max heart rate. So it's like for me, my max heart rate is actually like 210, which is insane for my age. Especially because the calculation is what's the calculation again? 220 minus your age. So I have like the max heart rate of like a 10-year-old essentially. Which is crazy, right? Like that's insane. But I have a max heart rate very, very high. So your resting normal heart rate. So between 94 and 0 is what's that? 45. So like right here is my resting heart rate. This is normal slash. So this is your normal slash rest. Now let's look at a zone 2 cardio effort. Okay. Zone 2 cardio effort. Now a zone 2 cardio effort, as you'll see this, what do they, hoping that they have the actual, my book 80-20 running came a decade ago, zone unlocking endurance fitness, although we didn't call it zone 2, blah 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 blah. Where is the number person? Doesn't have it on. So we are looking. So 60, no. Where is it? So here's like a good like thing. This is lactate. But what is zone 2%? 60 to 70%. Zone 2 is a mitochondrial definition. That's nothing. Heart rate. Some people use their heart rate to guesstimate. Yes, this is also for me. It's like how I feel while running. So if I feel like I am out of breath, I am not in zone 2. If you feel like you can carry on a conversation, you are in zone 2. It's really good to like figure this out though. Like if you can go to a doctor, it's like for zone 2 accurate lactate blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Actually do I'm going too fast in my zone 2 right, but either way, so you want to kind of be like this in zone 2. You want to kind of, this is like 100. This is like 70%. And this is like 50. You want your average to be about 60%. Above 60%. So more 60% than there is 70%, and more than there is 50%. It is okay. So this is zone. I'm doing this with a mouse, Jerry. Zone 2 heart rate. So when you're running in zone 2, what you're doing is you're going like above this, like you're saying, okay, I'm gonna go above like a little bit, blah blah blah, like so you're staying kind of above that 60%. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to maintain an average above 60%. But that's so, and I think it's in, I want to say it's in this one. Yeah. This one talks about your body doesn't work off of averages though. So what that means is if you are like this, okay, your body is going to look at, your body doesn't look at averages. It looks at where were you? Like where did you exist in the realm of like what percent, like how much effort did you put in the whole time or the majority of time? So let's say that I had this like spike where like all of a sudden I was going really, really fast, but then I dropped down really, really quickly. My body doesn't give a shit about this. You actually will not feel worse because of this. Where you would feel worse is if you went like this. You spent a ton of time in like the 80-90% range. So your zone 4 is zone 5. And when you did this, you now will feel exhausted after the fact. This is like what you do in a run, or this is like race. This is like racing. I'm going to call it racing. This is like race pace. This is like super, 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 super. you're like giving your all out effort for hour, you know, or whatever. Like for me, a 5K, I'm running like a 9-minute mile. You know, that's my minimum. So I try to run faster than a 9-minute mile the whole time that I'm running a 5K. You know, I want to eventually be down towards like at the 5-minute mile mark. But this is like the two types of like, this is understanding your normal. This is understanding your zone 2. Your zone 2, you really, really need to be like focusing on staying kind of above 60 and into 70% for the whole time. But it's okay if you end up at 75% or you dip below and end up at 55%, as long as it's only for like a minute maximum every once in a while. So like when I'm running a 3-mile run, which, let's see here. Really good example is this, looking up my fitness stuff for today's session, my outdoor run. So today I can look at my heart rates. So I spent zone 1, I was 004. Okay. Zone 2, I was 28, 34. Zone 3, whoa, what did I just do? 3, I was 05. That was a 5. 05, 28. So if I were to look at this, a great example is if I were to look at this, I would say, which I do need to lower my zones, especially because I could kind of tell that my heart rate is a little too high right now. I probably could lower it by about like 4 on either side. It's probably why I would lower my zone 2 by. But so if we were to add all these up, it's how fast? 35. 05. And then also, Jerry, even though I'm gonna have to send you on ad break, I hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're doing good. So what we can do is let's turn this into like actual math, like calc. 35 times 60. 2105. Okay, so this is equal to obviously 49. So I'm gonna 49 divided by 25. I spent was to like 2% of my run was spent in zone. Okay. Now 28 times 6 plus 34 divided by 25. 81% of my run was spent in zone 2. And then 5 times 6 plus 20 divided by 21. So 15% of my run was spent in zone 3. Okay. Vast majority of my run was spent in zone 2. So obviously this doesn't matter. This just doesn't matter. The tough thing with this one and this one, and yes, and just so everyone is aware, yes, that does not add up to 100%. The only reason it doesn't is because there's like points and all that towards the end of it. But yeah, either way, this, where you have to look at this is, so most likely this means you're zone 2. This does not mean that you're zone 3. It just, no, you're not zone 2 and zone 3. Like it just, like, or you're not zone 3. Like there's probably no way that you're running in zone 3 if I see 15%. If I can find a race, I don't think that I have a race. Oh, you know what? I bet you I have my race. Yes, I do. I have my race. I have my I have my Boulderthon run. So, and this is actually a really, really good one to look at. Because show just how tough a run can. All right. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to send you guys on ad break real quick, just because it requires me to send you guys on ad break. And then I will continue to explain. I'm going to show a like really, really hard effort run and what that kind of looks like. Welcome back, everybody, from ad break. I am just getting this off. $32. 60. 8. Uh, 36, 36, 32. And this is literally 18. So 0. I never really, I only was in zone 5 once at Boulderthon. So, and only for 18 seconds. This is, granted, this is running with my wife. My wife doesn't run, like, if I were to look at like another race that I've done, when I run very, very hard. So sometimes I will end up in zone 5 for periods of time, for like longer periods, only because I push myself very fucking hard. And this whole run took us 2 hours. and 1 second. Okay. So it took us 2 hours, 56 minutes, 1 second. So, or this is like, I don't know what this would be. This is 60, 20, 170 and 1 second. Okay. So we spent 176. So we'll just say like, we'll just round up 3 minutes in zone. So 1.7%. 12 minutes in zone 2. So this is also where like he like running in zone 2, like or when you're running races, you're not in zone 2. It just doesn't happen. And then you have 92 divided by 1. Well, we'll say so 52 8% I run here, and then 68 so 39.2% of my run is spent in zone 4, and then obviously 18 seconds. So this is basically like, I would just say this is straight up 0%. 39.2 plus 50. 100.5%. Okay, so super close. Okay, so to explain kind of what this tells me, it doesn't tell me which zone I was actually running in and how my body would have felt after this. One, I will actually explain to you how my body felt. I felt like throwing up. That's how I felt after this run. This run made me feel like absolute ass. It made me feel like shit. It made me want to throw up. This run for my wife, actually, she straight up couldn't stand after this run. She was done. She like had full on put all of her effort into it, and she felt like absolute crap. And she was literally not talking. She was wanting to nothing to like get in the shade as fast as possible, sit down, not do anything. Like she was done. And that was the first time I've ever seen my wife like that bad at a race. But this, for me, looking at this, I can tell you right now though that I was zone 3, zone 4. So I was probably top of zone 3. I just kept entering zone 4. And how we verify that, it was go like with things like this, we can go into our heart rates. I can also tell where I had a pee break, because we took one single break in the half marathon, and there is a point where I have a pee break, because all of a sudden my heart rate comes way down. But if I were to look at my graph, and I can show you guys kind of where my heart rate, and looking at this, there's more. I would say we were probably in zone 3 looking at this graph, and that's how my body like would have felt, quote unquote, is a zone 3 run, because I'm seeing more green than I am seeing orange. But I can tell you right now that most likely I was very close to zone 4 the whole run. A run like this, you're probably not close to zone 3. I can actually look today from my run today. Echo all the way to from my run today. I can show my graph. That's my graph. Steady. I'm kind of not bouncing all over the place. I'm very, very steady. No real, it kind of looks, if I were to draw another graph, it kind of looks just like this. It's kind of a straight line. It doesn't really go up or down at all. But your zone 2 runs should kind of look like that. So these are zone 2 runs. These are my like daily runs. These are like the run that you do. And so that's where I want to kind of get into like what I'm looking for. What's the stuff I'm looking for and why I'm doing all of this work. So first thing that we looked up, should I be running zone 2 on my endurance runs? Endurance runs are what I call, or what some people refer to as easy runs. Endurance runs are your everyday run. So for me, I run those week. I run them Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's how I run them. My long runs are Tuesdays and Saturdays. My speed work is Thursdays and Sundays. It really sucks to have a long run and then a speed work the day after, but I like to kind of be consistent with where my runs kind of get placed. But like it says, 80% of your mileage should be zone 2 running. And this is just straight facts from almost everyone, is like 80% should be whatever. So this is a good article, and we can actually, I'll read the article because it's a very good article. This is by Matt Fitzgerald. I believe this is Matt. So this is Matt Fitzgerald's article about zone 2 running. This is the guy that wrote, he wrote a book. Where's his book? He wrote a book. Dude wrote a book. Oh yeah. 80-20 running. Right book. 80-20 running is literally about zone 2. And it's this idea that you should be doing more aerobic exercise and less anaerobic exercise. This is kind of like how most people, it's how you can train your body a little bit better and a little bit safer and less likely to get injured and things. Jerry, it's, as far as bodybuilding goes, it's, instead of you always trying to max, it's literally those it's just those like days where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do XYZ thing. Like, I'm not going to try and max every single day, because if you tried to do that, you'd kill yourself, right? You just can't max every day. But the key with this, don't do training sessions. Long, slow workouts are increasingly popular amongst athletes. However, aiming for zone 2 workout and actually doing one successfully are two different things, as Matt Fitzgerald explains. Which, this is the thing that I see a lot of people do, is you need to be adjusting your heart rate a lot more than people. So I adjust my heart rate a lot, because I'm constantly like watching it. But yeah, zone 2 training is the new hit workouts. Yep, everyone knows that. Everyone today is hyping the benefit of long, slow workouts, which is quite a change from a decade ago when everyone's hyping the benefits of short, fast workouts. I always said CrossFit was bullshit, and guess what? This article is going to explain to you why. Maybe not explain to you why, but I have always said CrossFit is bullshit. CrossFit is really, really bad for your body. It has some benefits, like it is really good to do like twice a week. But when you're just doing, when you're only doing CrossFit, super bad for you. Like when I was in the army, we had one CrossFit day a week. That was it. and that was optional. You didn't have to go to that PT session because it was also on a Sunday. So so you didn't have to do it. But CrossFit is actually pretty bad for your body to be doing all the time, and that's why like HIIT workouts are bad for your body to be doing all the time. They're just not great for your body. Except for me, my book 80-20 running came out a decade ago. In it, as you may know, I have the benefits of long, slow workouts, not because it was trendy to do so, but because it wasn't. Having known since high school, the time spent in zone 2 is the key to unlocking endurance fitness, although we didn't call it zone 2 back then. Yep. I wrote 80-20 running to save athletes from the go hard or go home mentality that predominated in 2014. Yep, that's very, very that's very knowledgeable. That's a very knowledgeable take. You just straight shouldn't be running at like max effort. According to, like, if you were to look at my graph, don't be doing this. This is race pace. Don't do this. Don't run in zone 3 and zone 4. Bad. No, bad. Bad runners. I'd like to say mission accomplished, but it isn't. A lot has changed in the last 10 years that I don't deny. Athletes know all about zone 2 and are buying into the 80-20 rule of intensity balance. So, like for me, if I were to go out right now and I were to go for a run, I would run probably 3 miles. Technically, you don't get the most benefit out of zone 2 running until you're like at an hour. But I try to not go for an hour because an hour long run is a little bit much. If I were to run for an hour in zone 2, I'm hitting like 5-6 miles at that point, which take like in the middle of winter, 5 to 6 miles sucks. Just saying. I'd like to say mission blah 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 80-20. The notion of going slower to go get faster made no sense to anyone when I started preaching the message, and thankfully that's no longer the case. Correct. Like, and this is actually a really good example of like I don't know enough about bodybuilding. Like I know a lot about bodybuilding, but I don't know enough to say like, if you were to go, let's say that you get a pump. Okay, so let's say you're bodybuilding, you get a pump pumping 30-pound dumbbells. Okay, we're not shaming anybody or anything like that, but let's say you're getting a pump off of 30-pound dumbbells. Okay, you probably shouldn't be training on 30-pound dumbbells all the time. You probably would get more benefit out of training on 20-pound dumbbells. I'm not saying to go down to 10-pound dumbbells and just go like this, because, you know, that's probably not any more beneficial than the 30-pound dumbbell. But a 20-pound dumbbell probably is going to actually be a little bit more efficient at growing your muscles than continuing to try and do the 30-pound dumbbell. It's a weird balance though, because technically to grow muscle, you need to break down muscle. So you need to push your body. I'm not saying to not push your body every once in a while. It's just the idea that you don't have to do it all the time. But again, I'm not. The tough thing is I'm not Mike Israetel. I can't tell you that that's going to work. I'm a runner. I focus mainly on running stuff. So I'm not 100% positive about that. But Mike Israetel probably could help people more than I can. So Renaissance Periodization, great guy, funny guy. But is the average Joe or Jane actually training the way the elites have for 40 years, which is to stay doing an 80% of their weekly training in zone 2? So like for me right now, I'm at, so this week I'm going to be at let's see, I'm at this is my like training right now. So 3 3 3 5 5. So what is that? 9? Yeah, so 19 miles per week right now is where I'm at. Per week. 19 miles per week. That's where I'm at right now. And I'll show you guys kind of where like I'm headed towards, but 19 miles per week is where I'm at currently right now. So technically I should be running, of these, 80% of it should be zone 2 running, but 20% of it, which is, how much would that be? 20%. So for 10 miles, that's 2 miles. So about 4-ish, like around 4 miles. Should be zone 4. Zone. Never 5. I want to make that very clear. You should never be running in zone 5. If you are running in zone 5, you are doing something wrong. You are going to hurt yourself. You are going to have a heart attack. That is actually something that I will straight up tell people. I'm not fucking kidding about that. You will actually cause yourself to have a heart attack if you're running in zone 5 all the time. Zone 5 is for quick bursts of speed. Like it's for getting up and going kind of thing. That's what zone 5 is for. Like the end of a race. Perfect. You can be in zone 5 till you're blue in the face, because you know what? You're about to be in zone 5 for 20 fucking seconds. That's not going to affect you when you just ran 176 minutes. Like, doesn't matter. But never be running in zone 5. That is horrible for you. It is bad for your heart. It is bad for your body. You're breaking things. You're breaking down parts of your body that you should not actually be breaking down. I digress. 4 miles should be in about zone 3, zone 4. That would be what I would say. However, I'm going to be doing what is called the 5-2 rule. So 5 days a week is low intensity training or aerobic training. 2 days a week is high intensity training. These high intensity trainings will just be shorter. So they're shorter bursts. So 30-minute workouts. These are higher bursts or slow runs. So more time. So either way, super easy to like figure out, right? Not even close. Studies show how little zone 2 training we do. For a proof, look no further than a 2021 study. I'd like to. This is. Oh, this is an actual, like, full-on article. Okay. But led by Joa Henrique Balco and published in the Journal of Sports. 9 recreational triathletes kept detailed training logs during the final 6 weeks before an Olympic distance triathlon and 2 weeks afterward. On average, the subjects were found to have completed just 47% of their combined swimming, cycling, and running at low intensity in only 2 weeks of the 8 weeks for which data was collected did they spend more than half of their training time at low intensity. Okay. The important thing to note about this study is how recently it was done, just a few short years ago, when zone 2 training was almost as cool as it is today. We can assume, therefore, that a lot of athletes, including the study, fully intended to do 80% of the training in zone 2, yet fell short. If this is true, then merely intending to adhere to the 80-20 intensity balance does not guarantee actual 80-20 training. Correct. Like for me, I'm 100% in zone 2 training. I'm not doing any high intensity exercises or like moderate intensity exercises. Although every day when I go for a run, it ranks my stuff as moderately intense. It's not moderately intense, but whatever. I digress. You need to make a firm commitment to fill your intentions training in zone 2 and make no excuses. So, like for me, obviously I'm going to be training with like an actual trainer, like to get me to Olympic pace. But that's because I'm insane and I actually want to be really, really good, but I digress. Avoiding common pitfalls. Why not? The in-person coaching I do at Dream Run Camp has taught me that people make all kinds of excuses for non-compliance with zone 2 training. One runner told me that he hadn't felt like he was pushing himself in a so-called easy run in which he'd been above zone 2 almost the entire time. That's nice, but it's also irrelevant. It's the physiology that matters, not the feeling. If your heart rate is above, and this is where this Redditor is wrong. This Redditor right here is wrong. And this is where I like how he has an Emacs thing. And his name is Unix Hacker. That's funny. So there's two problems with things that you see all the time. So this guy, like, oh, it's just a guesstimate or whatever, right? He's wrong. Like it isn't about how you feel, and that's the problem. Is people say, well, it's about how you feel or whatever. If I wanted to right now, I could go down to the U of M, the University of Minnesota, and I can get a test. And that test is a max heart rate test. It's literally a test to see what my max heart rate is when I go for a run. If you do one of those, you get what's called a metabolic heart rate. Yeah, I think it's called a metabolic heart rate. What is it called? Accuracy heart rate. The physiology performance test. Lactate threshold. That's what it's called. Or VO2 max. Lactate threshold testing. This is what you need. This is the most important. The lactate threshold. So lactate threshold is an incredibly important thing. If you look, blood is taken from a small finger prick every 3 to 4 minutes throughout the test. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out at what point does your lactate threshold happen. This is an incredibly important thing. VO2 max is important as well. The maximum of oxygen that an individual can utilize during an intense exercise. VO2 max values vary between individuals. Related to, usually, like I said, age is the big one that people talk about. The test will be performed on a treadmill or a cycle ergometer. The test will determine the participant's cardiovascular fitness and aerobic endurance. Yep, this is the thing that gets you your max heart rate. You need this. This is the bad boy. This gets you a ton of stuff. Like this gets you like lactate threshold testing is like way better than VO2 max, but this is super I don't remember what you did. Testing. How do I get? Oh, they're the body composition. So this is where they submerge you in water. They literally do what's his name did with the crown. They put your body in water and see how much water is displaced. Resting metabolic. Great. This one's another and then this is the full package, which for test. It's expensive. That's the one thing about this is it's expensive. It's not at all cheap. Let me what screw it. I'm going to move myself out of the way, actually. Okay. Let me move myself. I'm gonna go over here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay. I'm gonna make myself bigger. There we go. Just for right now. I'll fix it later. Okay. So between all this stuff, like, it's expensive to go get. 100%. Like I most people, I would say, and that's why, like, him saying like it's a guesstimate, you're goddamn right it is, because you know why? If I were to go, like, one, I don't need, the only one that you actually need is this one, but it's still $250. It's still 250 bucks. Like, most like professional athletes get this for free. So am I willing to go spend $250 to get this? Maybe. Like, me personally, I have a thingy. I have an actual like coach to go to, and like they'll probably just do this on me as part of like the whole fucking thing, because it's also like they have a biomedical engineering lab that exists because it's literally the Vikings training facility. so they do this shit to their players to determine all this, which I do have to send you guys an ad. But before I send you guys an ad break, let's go back to this. What I was trying to get at with that whole spiel is you should go for a guesstimate, only because it's really expensive to get the real thing. But you shouldn't just do it based on feel. You should do it based on what, like, you think that it's going to be. So like for me, 188, but for me it's actually like 210 because I have a really strong heart. Anyways, you guys are going to ad break. Think it. Did it actually send you guys on ad break? Are you guys on ad break right now? I can't actually send them on ad break. Does that end up on? But did it? It says ad starting soon. Okay. Send them on the ad break so that I can continue to talk. What is it doing? There we go. When everybody gets back, I'll do stuff. And blow my bad, especially after running outside. A crazy motherfucker, and I run outside. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I was just looking up this guy's camp. Come whenever you like. Stay as long as you like. Order 6 private home filled. Interesting. Kind of cool. Either way. So what I was getting at, with my whole rant there, it's really, really hard to how do I put this? Really, really hard to say you should just feel it, and it's really, really hard to say no, you should get the testing done. The testing to actually know what yours are is expensive. So like he talks about here, it's physiological. Like it's the physiology that matters, not the feeling, which is true. It is the physiology. It's every day is different. And what I mean by that is actually a really, really good example is when I go out for a run. When I go out for a run, there's some days where my legs hurt more than normal. So I'm going to feel worse on that day, but I'm tracking my heart rate. I don't give a fuck what my legs feel like because my heart rate is what's important. So I'm watching my heart rate. I'm not doing it based off of feel. I'm literally watching my heart rate the whole time I run. See, am I in zone 2? Am I staying in my zone 2? Is that how I'm actually making progress? Like, that's the important thing. If your heart rate is above 80% of maximum, give or take, then you are above zone 2, regardless of how you feel. If you're above zone 2, you're not getting the full benefits of zone 2 training. Easy, right? Another dream runner congratulated himself for averaging a 9:58 per mile in a run in which I told him to keep pace below 10 minutes per mile, calling it a rounding error away from perfect. There are two problems with this particular rationalization. The first is that a little above zone 2 is still above zone 2. You don't get any points for not being way above zone 2. But the bigger problem is that your body does not experience averages. It experiences actual time spent at certain intensities. The only way to get an average pace for a run slightly above the upper limit of zone 2 is to spend a significant amount of time within the run above zone 2. This is what I was talking about at the beginning. If you are in, like, if you look at this, I didn't spend a significant amount of time in, like, and that's where I look at like my graphs and things like that. It says that I spent 39% in zone 4, but it was, I would like creep up, hit zone 4, and then come back down to zone. So I didn't really spend much time in zone 4 during boulder. I spent, like, it wouldn't be a zone 4 run. It would be a zone 3 run because I would creep up, hit it, be there for a little bit, fall back down. I wasn't spending a significant amount of time every single time in zone 4. Avoiding these common pitfalls takes discipline. You need to make a firm commitment to fulfill your intention of training in zone 2 and make no excuse. Train by heart rate, keep your per minute below 80% of your maximum from the start to the finish of every training session targeting zone 2. Even if this requires you to walk up steeper hills, if you train by pace, keep your pace below 65% of your maximal aerobic speed, which is the fastest pace you could aim for 6 minutes at all times in easy run. Easy enough. Everyone's talking about zone 2 training lately, but few are doing it correctly. This creates an advantage of for those who give more than lip service to the method. The hype is valid. Using the 80-20 rule of intensity balance will give you better results than any alternative, but if It only works if you actually do it. Yes. Yes. I know a certain somebody that is currently in the chat. My wife. Sometimes she does not do this correctly, which is okay. But if you're going to train in zone 2, that's like that's a whole point of this trainer's like thing. He's the one that wrote the book on it and everything. Is if you're going to do it, you need to do it right. And the only reason why he says that is because to get the benefit from zone 2 training, you have to train in zone 2. If you don't train in zone 2, you need, and specifically you need to train 80% of your time in zone 2, is you need to like really be focusing on it. But what was I gonna look? I was gonna bring up one more training. r/running. So this is my like one of my favorite subreddit. There is a I so want to do the Dopey challenge. This is like my dream like thing. I really want to do the Dopey challenge. I actually could give a fuck about doing the Boston. I would rather do the Dopey challenge. Only because it's oh, here it is. Here's my running order of operations. The most important running document ever. This thing was created by Mike Kessler, which if you don't know who Kessler is, I also just realized I needed I'm gonna change my tags real quick. Running. I'm just adding like or 3 more. Okay. Mike Kessler, Ann Arbor. This dude. So this is Mike Kessler. Mike Kessler is the coach for Michigan State cross country, which Michigan, a cross country runner, like they're not in top, right? They're not in the top, but either way, Mike Kessler is a very good coach. So very good coach. This is his training program for his actual cross country running for Michigan State. It's super good. Kind of where the biggest thing is he breaks it down by like the different type of runner you are. So like for, you know, I know Blake isn't chat, but Blake would be what we would call a first time runner. You're just getting started. You don't know what you're doing. You want to work up to essentially a 5K 3 times a week. That's like the beginning of running. 5K 3 times a week. That's why I do right now. Super easy. Like he said, 3 miles, 20-30 minutes. Anything above that, not a big deal. Intensity, very easy. Run, walk to start, work up to running, continue. You know, I have a theory. I have some blame. Oh. Okay, we're gonna do this. So my like prescription: run 1 mile 3 times a week. I shouldn't say run 1 mile, not run 1 mile. You're going to do 1 mile of walk/run. Oh, hold on. Are they? Game. It's just like how to do. Talking about. Yeah, so if I would take both of them, because they're are you okay? Okay. Okay, 1 mile 3 times a week, walk/run. That's what I was trying to say. So 1 mile, 3 times a week, walk/run. And so how I would tell a new person to get started is you walk, what? 0.1 or no, this is run, this is walk, my bad, walk, and then run back to, and then we just come all the way back to the beginning. This 1 mile. Do 1 mile like this. So head out for a half mile. So literally walk 0.2 miles, run for 0.1, walk 0.2, turn your butt around, run 0.1, walk 0.2, run 0.1, walk the last point. Wait. Turn your butt around 0.1, 0.2, 0.1. Yeah, 0.1. Yep, that's right. So this is like for 1 week. 3 times that week. Okay? Like literally super easy. You should be able to do it. I am literally get rid of it. When I run, I specifically listen to I have a playlist called 180 beats per. Otherwise, you know me, Jerry, I listen to fucking metal. If I'm working out, like I'm like weightlifting, metal, because I need to be angry, bad. Then, so this is actually, yeah, I just put those. So that's like one of running. Like that's like week 1, 100% week 1. So times and my 180 beats per minute is actually like remix songs and techno music. Like that's kind of what it is. Only because I like it keeps me on pace. It keeps me on beat with my footsteps. That's the whole purpose of it, is literally to just keep me on pace with my. But when I'm like doing actual like workout, like, you know, bodybuilding or weightlifting or anything, I'm listening. If I'm at home doing a workout, I'm listening because I need to be like angry, like mad while I'm doing. So second week 2. You're gonna do walk 4, walk, and then you're gonna run 0.2. And again, do 1 mile. So still only doing 1 mile. You walk 0.4, you run 0.2, walk 0.4. So you only run 0.2, but you run 0.2 for so you're running longer. Then we get into week 3. Now, week 3 is where we need to start increasing your distance. So, times you're gonna do a 0.5 walk, that, just so you know, Amp Pile 2 sounds like one of your like super heavy metal band. 0. Need to up your mileage, because what you need mileage. You need to start tacking on mileage. So I would tell you like 0.5 to 0.25 runs. Going to walk for a half mile, you're gonna run for a quarter mile. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get to the point where you're running more, and you're trying to get up the mileage to 3. So you want, yeah, let me 0.5 to 0.2. So you walk 0.5, run 0.25, so you're at 0.75, walk another 0.5, so you're at 1.25, run 0.25, so that you're at 2 or 1.5, and then you walk the last half mile. So yeah, this is perfect. A week. I can't. I was wondering, like, Kublai Khan is like from like when we were young, not that young, when we were in high school. I remember them from all the way back. Oh, is that album of theirs? And then again, 5. Like writing this. And week 5. Okay, we're in week 5. So we gotta change some shit. A little bit of change and shit. So we now are at our 3 mile mark. And the reason why I say we're at our 3 mile mark is this is first time runners. This is, coach to 5K. English coach to 5K. So this is like a framework. Of like how to get here. Super easy. This is like, do it for 20 minutes, then like, do this, and then look at this. Like, I like my version of that personally, but it's because I'm biased. But this is where we start to are walking. So you're gonna walk only 0.25, and you're going to run for 0.25. This is now 3 miles all the time. Are always running 0.25, and you're always walking 0.25. So you're just alternating back and forth. Now, week 6. We're getting, and this is again times 3. We're going to stop walking as much, and we're going to be running more. So you're going to go 0.25, walk, .5. Now you're running way more than you're walking. 7. You're going to 0.25 walk. You're going to run. Oh, not 0.5. 0.75. Gotta walk 0.25, run 0.75. Now we're getting into week 8. So you've been training now for 2 months. Week 8. Okay. 0.25 walks. One mile run. 1 mile. Now is where it starts to suck. Week 9. You're gonna run 3 miles. Eight weeks to get to a 5K. This is about as easy as it gets. Start here. Going, keep going, keep going. You can go faster than that, to be honest. Like, you could probably, like here, you could probably just go 1 and then just this and that that goes away, and this is week 8. But at this point, you are ready to run 3, right? But that gets you through this like first level. Should take you like 8 weeks. I actually really like how Mike Kessler kind of phrases all this. He does a really good job with this. So he has a minimum threshold to move to the next level, which I really like. Which is, so he refers to the C25K. C25K. This is your coach to 5K. This is like, yeah, 10 week for complete beginners. So 30 seconds running, 1.5 minutes walking, adding coming. It's not gonna let early this. I believe my community is back. Okay, so coach to 5K, super easy. So I have my own way of coaching you to a 5K. My way is a little bit different. My way is kind of how I did it. So I kind of know what works for me. But yeah. The run 3 miles continuously in relative comfort. That's the biggest thing with this first level, is just you need to be able to do that. So I really like his minimum thresholds thing. His minimum thresholds thing is very nice, because it's, you know, it gives you like a framework of this is where I need to get to, and then I can move on. So even though I say like, where did it go? Even though I say right here, like, oh, on week 8 you can run a 5K, right? He would then say you need to do this all the way to week 12. You need to basically run this 3 times a week for 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks before you can move on to step 2, which is the beginner, novice, recreational, general fitness runner. So increase the number of days per week that you run from 3 to 4 to 5 to 7. So I always love this because you would think that a beginner runner would be running 7 days a week, but honestly, a beginner runner is running about 7 days. You're running a lot. You're putting in a lot of effort. So you're like he says here, 3 miles. You're still only doing 3 miles, but you're doing it 7 days a week. Very easy. Walk if you have to every now and then, right? You're doing 20 to 25 miles per week. So if you're running, what would that be? Like 3 miles, you're running 20 to 25, run 3 miles continuously in relative comfort, 5 to 7 days per week, for 3 to 4 weeks in a row. So this is, so he has like little notes on here too, which is super nice. But the note is slowly add additional days to your weekly running schedule as you adapt. It is okay to feel tired and take short walk breaks as you add additional running days to your schedule. Add additional days after you are able to run continuously and fairly comfortably for 3 to 4 weeks at your current number of days per week. So what he means is if you are running continuously, okay, if you're running like, say, so you start at 3 and you add on 4, he's saying to literally add on 4, run that for 3 to 4 weeks, and then add on 5, and then run that for 3 to 4 weeks, then add on 6, and then run that for 3 to 4 weeks, and then add on 7. So it's very, 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 very gradual. Yeah, let your body be the guide and be patient. Okay. Like right now, I'm feeling a little bit of it. I know that because I've done 7 days a week before, I can do it. It's not bad. I actually feel really good when I do it. So I can kind of ignore my body. I can kind of ignore what my body is saying, only because I know what I'm doing, which is the thing with that, I guess. But I'm in the 3rd/4th bracket. So the 3rd bracket, this is kind of where I am. I'm also getting into competitive running. Beginner, recreational, novice. Increase the distance of 2 to 3 runs per week. Introduce the long run into the week. Okay. The long run. There is a reason why this says 3 to 13 miles. Or 30 to 90 minutes. Very easy to... Okay. This is where you're running 7 days a week. You should be. You shouldn't have rest days. It's 7 days a week all the time. At this level, you want to establish your baseline mileage, whatever that is for you, over 3 to 4 weeks, and then maintain that weekly mileage with very little variation, less than 5% for at least 8 to 12 weeks. Every 4 weeks or so, take a recovery week with 10 to 20% fewer miles than your baseline mileage. So if you are 25 miles per week currently and want to establish a baseline mileage of 40 miles per week, take 3 to 4 weeks to increase your weekly mileage to 40 miles per week, then hold 40 miles per week for 8 to 12 weeks, with every 4th week a recovery week at 30 to 35 miles per week for 8 to 12 weeks minimum. Okay. You can add intensity to a run or two per week, but again, add the intensity gradually and remain consistent. Level 3 and 4 can be combined. This is where I am combining the two at the moment. Just be careful to not add too much training stress. Volume, intensity, frequency equals training stress at once. Let your body adapt before you add another day of increased mileage or intensity to your weekly routine. A good example of your weekly schedule is Monday 3 to 4 miles, Tuesday 3 to 4 miles, Wednesday 5 to 8 miles, Thursday 3 to 4 miles, Friday 0 to 4 miles, Saturday 3 to 4 miles, Sunday 5 to 12 miles. So for me, I actually just offset these. I actually bring Sunday's mileage to Saturday, Wednesday's mileage to Tuesday. That's kind of how I offset it. So what does that mean? I think I have, or I used to. I used to have it. Either way, it's fine. I used to have a schedule of like how to increase, like my personal schedule. But either way, this is kind of where you want to be, right? You kind of want to be so what would I say? Run a lot. That's basically what this tells us. But I'll get into competitive run. Increase the variation of both intensity and duration of daily runs. Add intense workouts 1 to 3 times per week. For me, it's always too long, too intense. 3 to 18 miles. This is like duration of your daily run, 3 to 18 miles. Very easy to very intense. 30 to 80 miles per week. When easy recovery days approach 60 minutes. So like right now, a really good example is this. I run for about 30 minutes every day, quote unquote, every day, at least 30 minutes. When your endurance runs or your easy runs approach 60 minutes a day, that's when you like move up from competitive runner to a sub elite runner. But you need to be ready to do that. So recovery days become increasingly important at this level as you add higher intensity runs and longer runs of quality to your weekly schedule. Ensure that you run easy on your recovery days and adequately recover before adding another run of quality. Once your body has adapted to intensity of 2 to 3 workouts, runs of quality per week at your baseline mileage, you can begin adding miles to your recovery days. When your recovery runs approach 60 minutes of easy running, it is time to add secondary runs to your program. So secondary runs are where you are running multiple times a day. I am one person that will tell you don't be doing that. To get to a sub elite runner, you need to be very careful, because if you aren't, you will hurt yourself, and if you hurt yourself, you are screwed. So what would I say about this? All in all, this is where I am. I'm between 3 and 4. I'm kind of combining 3 and 4. I know that I can run a 13 and an 8 in 1 week. So I can run 3s and a 13 and an 8. A 13 and an 8 with no like variation of like intense running is pretty good. Like I enjoy a 13 and an 8. I'm trying right now to get back to that. So like this week, I'm going to run a 5 and I'm going to run a 7. So tomorrow I'm running 5 miles. Saturday I run 7 miles. I'm going to run 3 miles every other day of the week. So that's kind of like what the framework and the fluidity is with that. It's like, oh, I run this and this and this. So I'm running 7 days a week. I'm running 3 miles every day, but I have a 5 mile and a 7 mile in there. I'm not adding in intense running yet. I have now spent like an hour and 50 minutes just going over stuff about my running. So, time to get into gameplay. I'm actually going to play some game because that's what I was here to. Don't save. Okay, let's go play. Go actually play some game. Let's go. SA. SRS. And we take running, chatting, discussion off of there. Done. Okay, we're good. Let's go play some games. Okay. Actually need to fix all my stuff now. Take this back and take and put back in the box. Oh no, I don't want to go back in the box. I think I'm locked in. I think I look good in that box. Oh. A hand outside the box. It doesn't look like it is. Okay. Yeah. This is how I literally check. I literally am sticking my hand out. I'm seeing if it goes outside the box. Does not look like it does. All right, let's do this.
The Ferrodin have assembled as we speak.
Off we go. It's time to kill.
All right.
We now have their train. Ready yourself. We must prevail, no matter what.
Yes, yes, Secular. We all know you are very brave. Give no quarter! I will feast on your soul!
I spent a very long time going over that, but it was only because I like needed to kind of sit down and figure out like, am I doing something wrong with my running? Turns out I'm not, so that's cool. It's actually super good to know that I'm not actually doing anything wrong with my runs. Because that was definitely like one of the things I was majorly concerned about was like, am I doing anything wrong? What am I, if I am, what am I doing wrong? Like that kind of stuff. But it looks like I just need to get back into 7 days a week. Which 7 days a week of running is a lot. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Like I have a very sinking suspicion that when I go to my training, they're going to literally just be like, yeah, you need to just follow the thing that you're already doing. I'm only going there to try and increase my speed. That's the only purpose. And to potentially get sponsored. Life. Thank you. Gen. I should probably actually start preparing for maps by building my character to be map ready, starting like that. So actually speccing the way that I should be for maps and I need to still fix that. Now that I've figured out why I did. A Vanguard. All right, last zone. Last zoney, boy. You. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Weird spike there. I gotta figure out what actually I have for D&D. Wish Jerry hadn't. Let's show him my had my one kit. What is happening? Why is nothing dying? Like none of those were dying for some reason. Gold ring. Because we want to probably build this into our magic find character since it damage is totally based off of magic damage. We're probably going to replace some stuff. Magic find base. I'm gonna start ad quick. Because we're so close to it. So many support gems. That was way too close, man. Welcome back to Mad Break.
Is my power to wield.
All right, I think that, yep, boss time. All right, let's take a drink. Ready? Are we ready, everyone? Aye, aye, Captain. It's due.
You again. The fool under the hooded one's sway. Do you even know what he is? No matter. You'll find my king far more capable than Count Geonor. My king, take the power you were promised. Put an end to this nuisance.
The Sigma Dura. Bow before your king.
The American blood vows. Submit. You are finished.
We will have what is ours. Doom of the desert.
I don't know where.
Now, kill the Sycamore.
Wasn't sure what the fuck was going on there. My bad. Where are my minions?
The Sigma of the
Minions, to me.
bow before your king.
The American blood vows. Submit.
We will have what is ours. For my people.
Glorious.
Am I just taking what's happening? Minions, to me.
The Sigma Dura. Bow before your king.
The American blood vows. Submit. You are finished.
For my people.
We're running out of
Oh yeah, best streamers on viewers on blah 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 blah.
What are you doing?
But the beast. Go.
Cool. Phase 2.
I don't have time for this. Stand. Bend to my will. Impede my enemies. Our gift to you. 10,000 spears. I will erase you.
Done.
Die! Sycamore!
Oh no. The second is still alive.
Accomplished nothing.
This is not over. Not yet.
Jamara! I return you to the embrace of death! It is done.
Bam, 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 bam.
The war returns.
We
Speak up. Stay inside.
Here's- Oh, that's right. He on me. Go and I'm act. I'm actually.
My worst.
So, I think it's time.
You're right.
Still yours.
Was I all the Wateru?
I knew all along. For one vying for power, what better company to keep than a god?
Greetings.
Is that?
Yes.
Travel
Yes.
to-
Until then.
The beast has grown too powerful.
Oh, and too powerful.
Utsal is close. How can I be of aid? Do whatever.
I will tell you.
All right,
Stay in sight.
fairly fast, I think. Probably. One second, I want to show you guys something. So I'm learning from Miss Pirate Software about specifically how to get stuff like this for cheap. So as you see here, Target has these for 30% off. So 30% off cover price. And like I got the Game Master book of more random encounters as well. So a collection of reality shifting taverns, temples, tombs, halls of power, labs, lairs, extraplanar places, and extraplanetary locations. Push your campaign past standard fantasy realm and into the whatever. So I had my wife buy these, but she was calling me, looking. What I could make or what I could do, because I'm going to learn how to DM. I'm going to learn how to be but I'm going to homebrew my whole thing. But I want to use the DM rule set to influence that universe. So I had my wife buy me. All right, Jerry. I will get up. Into my little gym. Hopefully, see me over there. Hopefully, we'll see. Oh, 14 of them wide arm push-ups. But I'm going to learn how to DM. But I want to construct a world. I want to construct a realm. And in order to do that, I want to have as much
Better than sand.
D&D knowledge as possible so I can kind of use the monsters and all that stuff from the D&D universe and bring it in. Well, that's just fantastic.
I will trust you. Death is my power to wield.
I'm breathing heavy.
Your swamp fiends won't help you.
Not quite sure what.
More mana. I need more mana.
Where's the bot? Gotta be around here somewhere. This? Gotta be a boss, right?
Death is my power to wield.
I do wonder what's going to happen with the whole Elon Musk faking being a good player thing that occurred. Because technically he's supposed to be banned from the game. But he is Elon Musk. So I know that was the big spam last night, was where like, well, he should be banned, he should be banned, he should be banned. But he is Elon Musk. He would probably probably not a great idea to ban him, because if he comes after you guys with all of his money and a little bit dangerous. But at the same time, it would also show that, like, hey, just because you have money, you're not above the rules. This must be the boss right here. Ulted. So intelligent. That's what. Oh, Jerry, are you gonna be watching this? Oh, hold on. Okay. You eventually that would happen. Are you going to be watching the, I don't know, the Vikings game tonight? What time is it? 7 p.m. So right after.
Treasure hunters, greedy scoundrels.
What kind of stunt I can buy with a quick...
What a hello there. In any case, until next time. Her positive attitude sickens.
Somewhere in this must time short. Make haste.
You're the one who waited to the not all.
We had to go around the Mayo Clinic this morning. So while we were heading down there, I was listening to 93X, and they were talking about like Can you imagine the number of heart attacks that are going to happen tonight? Gonna start prepping. Full swap. Remember that doesn't. Can't remember what his rule is. Like. Weird. Shield charge. Hold on. Hold on. Let me mute them when I yell for them. As you see the two of them storm their way in. For you. One for you. Boys and girls. Not putting shield charge up. Got it. At least not. Skeletal arson, skeletal. Bolt.
Time to consume.
Bridge. Guard. I actually don't want that. I don't know what to put in that. Okay, and look at what I need to do. Arsonist need. Trying to figure out these jeweler sword. Storm Mage will need one. So And now I need to put in Arsonist gets that. Skeletal warrior get blind. Name Hulling Strike and Splinter. Last gap. Cleric. Warriors get what? What do the warriors? They get Culling Strike. Gem. Good, but gets Fire Pen, Execute, Feeding Frenzy, eventually Elemental Focus. This gets Fortress, Arcane. Spell Cascade. Tempo. Flame Wall. Storm Mages get what? They get Conduction or Dexterity. Go to hooded one.
What did you learn?
Another strategy.
Swap Fist. Dexterity. I can go down here. Plus Overcharge and Storm Fight. Overcharge. Overcharges. Perfect. Okay. That's it. Saying that I need 40. I'm wondering if that's actually true or not. Yes, how we find out is we go into the find out.
This jungle
Like
has
it's-
flourished since the fall of the Varl.
Okay.
We've been evil and... Ah, some pretty things, yes? wary.
I need more dexterity.
What have you learned?
Another strategy.
Get more. More intel. Okay, so we're like doing a balancing act. Away from intelligence.
Ah, our local.
Without starting.
Don't get eaten.
Okay. None of those got intelligence put on them. Those items. Kinda took a gamble. I guess we'll pop these. Okay, so here 13. 12 is the bone offering. Every and clerics don't work. Frostman. That's Frostman. Immense. Action. In op. Offering. Out. Super duper. Ball for. That's one. Can't. But I can place, actually.
How can I advise you?
How can I perfect myself?
Talk to you.
Another strategy.
this guy. Can't put that in there. Okay, I am perfectly fine with. Okay. Paint off, right? Okay. I just need to now like verify that everything still works. Still doing plenty of damage. Think we are plenty good. Just sucks that it happened. Passport. Oh, damn. What are your predictions tonight for tonight's game, Logan? Also, the funniest part about the Buccaneers game is the fact that that field goal, because Grace even asked, I told her about the field goal that happened. Buccaneers. Like, well, does it still count? I'm like, yep, it went through the post. That's all it took. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, well, it still counts because it went through the post.
Why are you?
You won't find these in any old market. Hope to
Nope.
see you soon.
Nice glow of the group. Oh, I actually have to go back to it. Ah. Oh, nice. Cutter is on. But that way. grab the checkpoint here. A checkpoint. Waypoint.
Bugs and insects. Delicious.
Is there a waypoint here? That waypoint where. Thought there was a waypoint. Boss.
Incoming. Now.
Okay, that's how. Oh my god, that'll be so. Able to actually across the map.
Best dodge that.
Well then. Well then. Well then. There we go.
What an impressive beast.
That was done.
This jungle produces fine servants.
All right, grab the. Oh, I know why. I like trying to think. And why on earth is there not a checkpoint in the infested barrens? I know why.
I'd bring him back, but he won't love her like you did.
This promise.
I don't think I've ever done that quest. Whoa, what's that? What's that? Orb of annulment? Ooh. find the bit. I just want to find the bit. Oh, I have this neat ability that I can. Literally just look. I can. Gotta be over here. There's like no other place. No other place, basically. Yep, there. Need to just find the checkpoint here, and then we will be. go. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for Elva, so that she unlocks a specific zone. Unlocks that one of the final zone area. Is
The optimist may know something of this.
all right. Now we go back to 2 because missed item. Here we missed this. Search for evidence. Missed it. Missed it. By a little bit. Just checking literally every crevice. Channel. Especially. This what so what I'm looking for, let's say, is it will get us almost to like the end of kind of where we want to be for our spec filter. Fallen.
You found a when I have the Sans guides you.
The art when you are work at whatever it takes.
Get then that.
What? Do not wander.
Oh, hit up those two. Oh, towards the end of this. See. I have, oh no, I don't have that one. That's because I like that, but fix that. Either way, I just need 2 more points. I think that's final 2 points, and I'm this true. Except that I wanted to grab a couple more points down here. I need to grab a few more points, specifically this, guys, and then that and that, or minion crit, and then we will be done. Okay, but that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna head out. You know, enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna head to watch probably some TV with my wife, eat dinner, do all that cool stuff. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream tonight. I'm gonna hit, I guess, just some dinner. So either way, hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. CST. I will be streaming again, and again, my streaming day will change this week. So my streaming day is going Fridays. That's going to be another one of my streaming days, but Thursdays are no longer going to exist, which I should actually change that today. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to doing that, but either way, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. CST, and that's it for now. So finest out. Peace.